lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Do you have an upcoming event? Well, I encourage you to book Beyond Defense Family for an amazing experience. Beyond Defense is a talented group of men and women who have toured the world to display their talents of song and ministry. Did I forget to mention multi-award winners? They're your one-stop shop for making your event the best in the city. Book Beyond Defense today at beyonddefense.org. Click Menu, then Contact. Beyond Defense, your audience will thank you.
Everything they do is in-house.
In-house music group.
Oh, yeah, we preaching this evening. Everybody is shining and glistening. We're screaming while demons are whistling. Nobody is paying attention. We're preaching, nobody is listening. These judges ain't giving no bail. Building church houses in jail. Send you away for years, like old bread, molded and stale. Preaching, this is how they react. Nourish the scum like rats. The crumb on the table feed cats. And that is a natural fact. Young people strapped with them gats. They'll block 13 over back. The fact the gone ain't coming back. So represent with the tax. You rather do wrong than right. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Trapped in the dark, look for the light. He's the way, the truth, and the light. There's too much heat on the street. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? Dreams of grands are living in anger. Some victims are innocent, pay the cost. Kill and pray to be the boss. I'm praying for families who had a loss. Because of your ignorance, people are sad. Grieving bereaved, the moms and dads, sisters and brothers, uncles and nieces. Weapons destroy, rip bodies to pieces. Forgiveness you want, worse than we should. Chose to do bad, you could have did good. After the fact, you humble yourself. Before a minute where even is 12. Vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. Strap with your tools, you rap with your boys. It's all of your set, but now you regret your actions and lives. They ended in death. There's too much heat on the street. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Beyond the Radio.
Welcome to Beyond the Radio. And you better be smiling.
Beyond the fences in the building.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your main man, Mr. Yes. Welcome to Beyond the Radio. Man, shout out to the Elation family. We love you. We know you were always in the building. Man, we left off from a wonderful show last week. And I love you guys, and I thank everyone for tuning in every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Go tell a friend, go tell a co-worker, a church member. Tell them all about Beyond the Radio, and especially the Elation Network alone, because they are in the building, and these people are people of faith and integrity, and men and women of God, true kings and queens of the world. So you will not be upset. Stay tuned. Always tune in, because you're going to get so many levels of teaching, preaching, music. Elation family has it all. So we appreciate you guys. So we going to get straight to it because we got a good show, and I'm hyped. So, Jerry Truto, Allen, are you in the building?
I'm in the building. Hey,
Hey.
how y'all doing? Hey there.
How you doing, my brother?
Oh, man, it's been hectic at the Allen family house today. We're getting the kids ready to head back to the schoolhouse. So it's been pretty eventful. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Are you ready for tonight's show?
I am ready. I am ready to go. Yes.
Well, I know the people ready, man. Do you have anything to say to the people?
Oh, man, I have a lot to say to the people. But first of all, I want to say this. Make sure that you are on this line. Make sure that you are smiling because we're going to have a great show tonight, y'all. A great show.
Hey, tell them what it is, too. Tell them what it is if they don't smile. What's going to happen to them?
You're going to have to get off the line. Bye-bye. You got to go.
You got to get off the line. So we smiling over here despite the circumstances. Man, are you ready to, man, you know what you do? Just like last time, because, you know, we family.
Yes.
Will you please get the honor to call our next guest, my brother?
Yes. This dynamic lady, a sister of mine, great woman of God. I love her so much. Say, Samuel, are you in the building?
Shay Samuels is in the building.
Yes. Hey, love you.
And I'm smiling. Hi, Truto, David Benton, the Elation family. We love you guys.
Oh, Shay, we just going to get straight to it. How your week been, though, Shay? Tell us about your week.
It has been a very long week, but as always with Beyond the Fence, very eventful. There's just a lot going on in Beyond the Fence family, a lot of transformation, a lot of transition, a lot of growth. So there's just a lot. Personally, just been really trying to rest my mind mentally and just prepare. Like we always say, everyone's preparing for 2021, but we prepare for 2021 and 2020. Now we're preparing for 2022. So it's always exciting.
And Shay, since we talking about tonight, all my kings and queens, me and the women of God, we're talking about family tonight. And Shay, you had left off last week, and Truto was gonna. He really brought up the family thing. But before we really go back into where we left off last week, I really want to go another angle with family before we go back to that. And the reason why is because how family is meant to grow. family is meant to build. It's all about elevation. It's like when you go, the family should go. So Shay, we always talk about multiple streams of income. I noticed you was saying earlier about, you know, growing business and as a family, and we have extended the business. Would you want to get into that?
Sure. It's an honor. You know, with Beyond the Fence, we're always growing, forever growing, and always looking at multiple streams of income. But we always look at what we can pull out of the people around us. You know, David Benton has a song entitled "Change Your Circle," and at times you really do have to change your circle in order for you to grow and be fruitful in whatever it is that you're doing. And so this year, you know, I had talked to everyone a couple of shows back about losing my job, and it wasn't due to the pandemic, but it just happened to be during the pandemic. And we all know that even though the pandemic happened, it's always an opportunity for us to just grow. Never give up. We've talked about faith without works. We talked about a lot of it, but we grew the family over the last course of the months. Within months of planning, we grew into a business, a consulting business. So shout out to the Beyond the Fence family. And we have we have grown our business, and we have the opportunity of inviting others. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. We have the opportunity now to help people do what we've been doing. We've just turned it into a business. So we are operating as Let's Talk Business Consulting Group, where we help to strategize those who have a passion. We turn your passions into profit. We've been doing it for ourselves for so many years. And we get those phone calls, David, where people are like, hey, I want to do this with my business. What do you think I should do? And David, he used to really get upset. You got too much knowledge up there. You need to be into a business. And so we officially have done this. We went live August 3rd, Monday, August 3rd. And I'm telling you, right before August 3rd, and David could attest to this, we were getting phone calls in the month of July for people who have been praying about their businesses and who they wanted to work and operate as their strategist or consultant. Yes. And we were getting those phone calls. And so when August 3rd hit, Monday, August 3rd hit, we literally started our Go Live with clients. And so if you are looking for opportunities to start your business, we look at turning your passion into a profit, very strategic. People are thinking outside the box under our leadership and our guidance. And so we would love to service you all. So that's Let's Talk Business Consulting Group, and you can find it on Facebook, a new extension under the Beyond the Fence umbrella.
Yeah. Now that's building family, because through that, the family have been blessed. And, credit to you, Shay, because, even though I may have encouraged you, still you're spearheading it. And your knowledge is the one who's really taking it to the next level for the family. So that's how family grows. That's the importance, the beauty. That's what Jesus was trying to get us to see, like we was talking about last week, his disciples. He was just focused on making them fishermen of men. Yeah. How iron can still sharpen than iron. He was just trying to teach them to be a better version of themselves so they can benefit in society. Yeah. See, when you become a better version of yourself, then you'll be able to make more better decisions. We kill each other based on anger, emotion, pride. But when you allow these things to come off you and just allow God to use you in the most powerful way, then that's when you can be more effective and be a better family member, see, because we have it misconstrued feeling like, okay, well, a family member is just blood relative. But Jesus did prove that his disciples, all of them wasn't his blood relatives, but he sit up there and said in front of everybody that this is my family. That was the scripture that was written, that was read last week. He said, who is my mother? Who is my sisters? Who is my brothers? And he pointed his disciples, said the one who followed the will of his Father. So that means the same direction, the same goals. You may disagree in certain things, but that don't mean you don't have the same visions. So when you have a family and you're working hard for your family. And guess what? The family after you. But it all starts with self and having that vision. And that's what we do right here on Beyond the Radio. That's what we do over here on Beyond the Fence. That's what we do with the Elation family. That's why we're at the Elation Network, because they stand for something. Truto. Yes. If you want to, you can really expound on where we left off last week, because when it comes to family, you have faced really life has took its toll, and because what you're doing, people don't understand how bold it is. to do it the way you're doing it. Man, you want to expound on this, bro, and you can have the floor, man, as long as you want, because I know you have something powerful and encouraging to say.
Yes. Last week, before we left off, Shay was talking about the culture of the difference that's within the families, and I'm gonna tell you a story. When I first got with my wife, her middle daughter, it was very, very challenging for me because she had a perception of black people and who we were, and it was not a good light on us. So over the years, we really bonded real good in me showing her as well as teaching her how really truly us as black people are, that every black person is not a bad person. And it's amazing how strong our family is now because of that. Even down to little things like food. I cooked some pigtails one time, and growing up in her culture and the things they didn't eat that. And eventually now she eats it, and she kind of gets a better outlook and a view. I've showed her by the way that I honor her mother, the way that I treat her just as well as my blood kids. I treat them the same. I show the same love and respect to her and the rest of the kids as I do to others. Because, see, when you're in a multicultural family, it gets real rough for me to see the racial divide outside the house. But it ends up twinkling inside of my family home because my stepkids are white and I am black. And they go through different things in their lives as well as I do. But I'm always there to show them over the years, and I've taught them that you got a misconception of what you was taught and what you seen. I even show my kids the difference between, because my family is very dynamic, because my wife's family, they're not of the same belief. We're not of the same belief. No, not the same Christian belief. We are not. Her family, they believe one way, and I believe my way. But it's amazing when people see us all together at family functions and barbecues, the love and the bond we all have for each other. And it really
How do y'all
shows
put that aside, Truto? How do y'all put all that aside, though, man? Like, different race, different culture, different religious background. How do y'all do it, bro? Give us the secret.
The secret. I'm gonna tell you what it is. We truly love each other. We truly love each other. It's not nobody in our family that when it's time to take care of things or people, the family needs something, we come together so strong. We have a true love for each other. I'll say this. I remember when my brother-in-law got married, and I went to their church because that's where the marriage was taking place. And it was amazing how the people in that church responded to me with so much love. And we've heard so much about you, Jerry, and this and that and that and this. And I think what happened with the love within the family that was shown, it started to spread to other people. Because they didn't just see it, they felt it. They knew that this bond that they have, this is a family bond. It's one thing that I always tell my children and our family. We don't have to get along all the time, but the key thing to this family is we got an unbreakable bond. We're not going to leave each other. We'll get upset, but we're going to come back. And we always look at it like Jesus. When Jesus was going to get betrayed, he was washing his feet. He even looked at Judas and he addressed him as my friend. He addressed him as my friend. Still had a family love, even though he knew what was going to take place, and Judas was the one that was going to betray him. And that's a real strong love. And we looked at it now, the family dynamic has changed so much from way back in the days to now. I really love it because the diversity of the family is really bringing a connect where the divide was. We were so divided on racial. I mean, we still go through racial indifferences now, but we look at families now. Certain people, you know, you have black grandkids now. You have Chinese grandkids right now. And it really gives you a different perception on how you look at other cultures and other races. And I feel it makes us even stronger. I really do. It fosters a stronger bonding. And now we can begin to start in our family homes with the respect for one another, even though we're different, even though we are different and have different beliefs and different cultural backgrounds.
Right. That's powerful, man. And even though you say love, I mean, even Tina Turner said, "What's love got to do with it?" So even though, man, even though we have to love it's good to love each other, Truto. Like, how do y'all really do it, though, bro? Like, seriously, man. Like, let's be real. It's a lot going on out here, man. It's a lot of it's bad out here. Yeah. So you being a black man in a home that's majority all white, majority white. How do you do it, and then a different religious background? Like, how do y'all get through it because y'all clearly disagree? So how do y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all do that? I mean, because it definitely got to take more than love, right? How do you do it?
Well, I always try to be a person that's understanding. I feel that I know the way that I feel, and I got a right to feel the way that I feel, and I'm convicted in what I feel, and I respect others' opinions. I respect that. And yes, respect. I respect others' opinion. Me and my brother-in-law, you know, we speak all the time, and you know, like I said, his belief is different than mine, but come to believe it, when we sit down and talk, a lot of things we truly agree on. We truly can come to an agreement on. Then there's other things that we will disagree on, but we respect each other's opinions. And it's all about respect. It's all about respect because my two youngest ones, they're a year apart. You know, one's white and one black. They go to the same school. Now, the school that they go to is predominantly white. So I love that people see my white daughter. She will come over and take up for my black daughter because that's her sister. And they truly, truly do that for each other. And their friends and everything come together, and they protect each other. They love each other. They respect each other. And sometimes we look at it, sometimes the eyes of a child and the way a child thinks can really teach us more about loving each other. Because my daughter is a black friend, and they take back there together. They really do.
Well, I just wanted to interject for a second. Just to interject for just 1 second. Truto was talking about, you know, his family and the family being biracial and they get along and they're biological children. There's not, you know, they're stepchildren. I just really want to be transparent with the way that I have two daughters, and they're my biological daughters. They're also, we are all of the same race. We don't get along at all. And you know, and I say that because as a family, yeah, we're supposed to be in unity. These are my daughters, you know, and even with the mothers and how the mothers, you know, you always hope to have that relationship with your daughters where they become your best friends, you know, and they become the people that you become the person that they want to rely on and they want to embrace. You know, I always thought about my daughters as they grew up as two of the daughters who would actually be like, you know, we just lay in the bed with our sweatsuits on and just watching a great movie after they come back from a night of fun with their friends, you know, but culturally, we were all raised differently. So my mother, she raised me according to how her mother raised her. And then for me, my children saw me raising them differently than my mom raised my two brothers and I. And so there was a bit of resentment that came in with that. And so I have two daughters, raised them both the same. I have one that's a prodigal, and I have another one who is just like me, and that could be a good and a bad thing sometimes, you know. So the good thing is that she's very energetic, she's outgoing, she's very determined to do whatever she needs to do, wants to do. She's purpose-driven, and then I have one who just feels like, you know, life owes her everything under the sun. And so in this house, the Bible talks about a house being divided, not being able to stand. We're not always standing. We're not always standing. We're not always standing. There are times where we stay separate, even though we're in this house. We stay separate, and we may not see each other for a whole day. And then there are times where we just kind of, you know, wipe our hands off, and then we might come and watch a movie together. But there are different things that I do. I have to understand that there are ways that I raised them that created who they are today. And, in fact, I was talking to my mom about it because my mom is having the same challenges, and I did a motivational moment on this, but my mom is having the same challenges with my nephews and my brother who is 40 years old. And so we're accustomed. I was telling my mom, you know, jokingly, I said, do you realize that my mom had my two uncles living with her up until they were 35, maybe 40 years old, I think one until they were 50. Right? And so there are things that we adapted to that can't stand in the culture that we're in. Why? Because these kids are different. Let's just be real. These kids are completely different. So the respect level is different. The accountability for who they are and responsibility for who they are, it's not where it used to be. When I was 16, I could not wait to get a worker's permit. I could not wait to get a driver's license. These kids will get in the car and go and care nothing about a driver's license. Let's just be real about it. Let's be real. So in this house, I'm just going to say I'm talking to the parents who are really, really trying to build with their children, and the parents who are really trying to connect in the home. And it's unfortunate because of the way the children are and the outside influences. I'm speaking to that parent today where my house is not always in unity. I love my children, and anybody who knows that, they know that I love my children, and I have a granddaughter. So I'm doing my best to attach myself and align myself in a way where I learn from my mistakes of my daughters, and I'm trying to, press them on to my granddaughter. But guess what? There's other parties in the game. And so unless we're all on one accord, then she's going to grow up and the home is not going to be unified. So it takes a lot of work. I know, and Truto, you said love. I love my children. I love my mother. I love my brothers. But there is a dysfunction that became functional that comes functional in every family. And unless we understand how to identify with that, then we really can't get anywhere. I never want to be the person on Facebook pretending that my family's all good. Guess what? That's an expectation I'm putting on people that I don't want to stand up to.
Mm-hmm.
That's an expectation that I put on people. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I bet I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Truto, you're like perfect.
We ain't gonna say that.
No, hey, brother. Hey, man. Well, God bless you.
It is an expectation that I just don't want to put on. Look, I don't want you guys to hear me talk about my daughters, and then y'all see us pull up to an event and somebody's hair is sitting on the back of the chair. I'm being honest with y'all. I just don't want that to happen.
Man.
Because, we have our days. I mean, when I first come into the family, being a black man, I come from I always tell people I come from a fire and brimstone house. I come from that spare the rod, spoil the child type of thing. And my wife, then I like that. And it took me some time to get used to that because it would be times where you don't talk back. Okay, that's that. If I ask you to do something, you go do it. Well, that ain't fair, and that ain't this, and there's nothing said. And that was one of the obstacles that we had to get over. So me and my wife really had to sit down and really come to a meeting of the minds because at first that wasn't working, because we both had different ways of discipline. But I'm gonna tell you how I did get blessed through that though. I got a strong voice for a little man. I got the voice of a giant, but I'm 5'5", y'all. So my voice carries so much strongly. So basically, I can woof at them and kind of get them in line. They'll be mad, but they'll get the gist of where I'm coming from. But yeah, we hit snags in the road a lot. But one thing about it, me and my wife always do the best to understand this. No matter what we got going on, we never leave the house. That's kind of one of our rules. Okay, we mad at each other. We're going to work this out. I take it back to my dad. God bless his soul, him and my mom. Mom's gone now. I used to watch them, and they would have disagreements or arguments, and it's something about that dining room table. They would never go to bed mad at each other. And they would sit at that dining room table, I don't know how long, but before they left that dining room table and went to bed, either they done agreed to agree or to disagree.
Right, yeah. That's just how it be, man. That's how they used to do it back in the days, man. But the family was different. It was a different system. Just like Shay was talking about, man, the generations was different. But you know what, man? We're going to go ahead and go to this music break. We're going to go to this music break and make it do what it do. Where the music at? Where the music at? Where the music at? Where the music at? Y'all ain't going to join in? Y'all lame. Y'all ain't be honest with Yo. It's your boy, David Benton. I'm going to be on the fence. You know, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I spoke as a child, and I understood as a child, you know what I mean? But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Yeah, I went from a male to a mentor. Good guy gone bad, I was never bad. Just hustling and grinding for what I never had. Sassy soul in my first pack, I never look back. Baking soda and water, show me how to cook crack. Tennessee and weed, chillin' with the hood rats. Had to chill, ecstasy pills, I let my book bag look. I did what I did as a kid, so stand down. Got caught with my pants down. Now I'm a man now. Nobody fronted me. Never asked for handouts. I was low key. Never had to stand out. School of hard knocks. Never been the class clown. This part of my background. I'm talking the facts now. People know me. Considered as the OG. Emotions won't control me. Immaturity don't provoke me. Look, because of the old me, I owe me. Troy G, JT, Big Brad was there. Took a soul me. Yeah. Up in the trenches with the killers and hustlers. On the realer, you can be a killer and still be a buster. Fed my pit bulls hard white, no cut on the butter. Turned against me undercover, now my kids gotta suffer. 10 of life, one conspiracy, no justice at all. They gave me 15 years, a homie claim he ain't mumble it all. I touched down, they realized I didn't fumble the ball. Staggered a little bit because of the fall. I didn't stumble and fall, kept my head up, educated myself. Heard my pit bulls growling, contemplating my death. I cried in my cell, felt like I was living in hell. My cellie told me to thank God that I'm living it well. To get a grip on yourself, live instead of exist, to make a better decision. Helping the children, put them in better position. Seeing none just listen, give them a vision, keeping them out of these prisons. Yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Beyond the Radio.
Welcome to Beyond the Radio, and you better be smiling.
Beyond the fences in the building. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is the second half of Beyond the Radio. If you are just tuning in, tonight we are talking about family. But first, before we get started with this discussion, we want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to Paula G Voice, Lady Wisdom After Midnight. If you are looking for an amazing voiceover, go ahead and to her website at paulagvoice.com and make sure that you guys let her know that Beyond the Fence sent you if you do decide to go with one of her services. Also to Tess Hair Braiding out of Wilmington, Delaware. If you are in Wilmington, Delaware, go ahead and visit her at 5910 Kirkwood Highway, Wilmington, Delaware 19808. We always say this since the pandemic. This is a private-owned braiding salon. This lady has an amazing, amazing testimony, but we want to support these private-owned businesses. A lot of the corporate businesses are shutting down, but everybody needs their hair done during this pandemic. I know I decided to wear braids during the pandemic for a little bit, but go ahead and get your hair done. And this is the beauty supply store at Tess Hair Braiding. Again, that's 5910 Kirkwood Highway, Wilmington, Delaware, 19808. Tell them that Beyond the Fence sent you. And then we have Soul Sisters Naturals. Guys and ladies, I have been using this product for the last couple of weeks, and it's just endless. I mean, from the body scrubs, the body oils, the hair moisturizers, the candles, the incense. This was just an endless bag of goodies that we received, and I am so happy that this is one of our sponsors. So go over to www.etsy, that's ETSY.com, that's /shop/Soul Sisters Naturals. That's Soul Sisters, SISTAHS Naturals. You guys will not be disappointed. Last, we want to go ahead and shout out our new business, Let's Talk Business Consulting Group. Yes, Let's Talk Business is a proud sponsor of Beyond the Radio. If you are looking for an opportunity to turn your passion into profit, we want you guys to give us a shout out about buildingleaders@gmail.com. Please come on and join the family. Turn your passion into profit. We work as strategists, we work as consultants, and we work as coaches, and we have some very successful clients right now, so we want to go ahead and invite you on into the family. Email us for more information at aboutbuildingleaders@gmail.com. And we can't forget Truto. Truto with the graphic designs. We're just going to go ahead and say Truto is a proud sponsor of the Beyond the Radio family. If you're looking for graphic designs, logos, or anything that you want to do to build your brand, shout Beyond the Fence out. Go ahead and go to beyondthefence.org and leave us a message, and we will get Truto over to you. David Benton, that's all the sponsors. Back to you.
Yes.
All right. Truto, you can go ahead and have it from here, Truto.
Well, I'm back again. Look here. You know, I got to thinking about it, what Shay was talking about before we went to the break. So I got to focusing in my mind. I said, you know, all of the things that we kind of go through in our family, as I say, not seeing eye to eye. I'll say this one thing, that during my mental and spiritual growth, especially my family growth as being a husband and being a man, I had to learn a lot about compromise. I really did. A lot of times, this thing that we do have in our family, you know, it had to take time where I had to compromise. I really did, because, like I said, once again, you know, I was raised a certain way to where, you know, it used to be like, you know, whatever I say goes. And I would have to be the type of person to learn to listen and compromise a lot of things, especially anybody know being married is compromise. And you're going to have to compromise on some things. And
compromise like that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, man. Married man, you got to compromise for the family a lot of times. And, you know, a lot of compromise comes with sacrifice as well. And we always I always think about the crucifixion. You know, God loved us because, you know, the sacrifice of Jesus going to the cross and going through the things that he went through, beat, whipped, and shedding blood and dying on the cross for us. That was really a price of love for a family. Because, you know, you really have to kill somebody to say, hey, here's my begotten son, you know, who ain't did nothing wrong to nobody. But here, I'm going to allow this to happen, you know, for my family, for my children. So I always had to, it was one of the things I had to really take to heart for keeping my family together and understanding I had to really grow and learning compromise and sacrificing things. You know? Yes.
Yes. You know what, man? I always talk about, you know, compromise as well. Because with family, you know, I always talk about how, and I like that Truto, because I'm pretty sure, man, it does take, it takes a lot of, people don't do that, Truto, to be honest. And I guess that's why it was so perfect for you to really implant this type of subject. Because going through that, man, I'm pretty sure you went through difficult situations, and especially when you have two different beliefs, the way you view God. And so somebody has to step up and say, you know what, we just disagree. And it's okay. Mm-hmm. You know, we disagree. It doesn't mean that you're not a loving person. That doesn't mean you don't have integrity. That doesn't mean that you're not a truth teller. That doesn't mean that you're not willing to sacrifice for family. It totally means that I don't agree with your idea of how this life goes and the afterlife. Because culturally we different, and then religiously we different. And I know say, well, it ain't about religion, it's about relationship. Well, you need to get a relationship with your people. Because if it's about a relationship, then we need to understand relationship, right? It's easy for us to see or say about God that we can't see with the naked eye unless you're really mature enough to see God. You get what I mean? So there's immature people saying that they have this vision. They see God, and through God, this is how they know how to treat their family. But yet, families that we call family today or bloodline has really been, it's been abused, it's been lied to, it's been programmed, it's been tortured, it's been beat, spit on, picked on, it has been left for dead at the bottom of the barrel. Yes. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you need to take family, the beautiful part about Jesus when he talked about family, the actions of family. See, it was more to it. Like when Peter struck the ear of the guard who was coming for Jesus, he struck the ear because he was thinking about overtaking the government. See, but Jesus was thinking of more of kingdom building. In kingdom building, you have to have a mindset. Yeah. You have to have a mindset of kingdom. So when we think of kingdom, we think, here it is in America, it's a democracy. You know, but when we think of kingdom, we're under the rules of the government of the high-powered God. So when we come under the rule in the construction of the high-powered God, it's like, okay, so now, how do you do this? How do we make this work? You know, and that's what we got to understand. How do we make this work as people? How do we make this work as family? So it might be someone that you never met in your life, but then they get close to you and you get close to them, and y'all start trusting each other, and then y'all realize that y'all opinions are shaped the same, right? But then that's when y'all can bond, and that energy and that spirit. When that godly spirit come upon both of y'all, then y'all realize, man, we're family now. You know what I'm saying? And this family looks like. You know what I mean? And you structure it according to the paradigm of how you see the world. But since we have different paradigms, the problem is we don't know how to handle it. So now that's when we have to educate. It comes with education. Just like you did for your daughter, Truto. The more you talked to her, the more she saw your action with your talk, it made her feel more comfortable with who you are. You get what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it all, kings and queens, men and women of God. When it comes to your family, understand just because they're not your blood relatives does not mean that they're not family.
Yeah.
You tap, you have to build. You create your kingdom because you supposed to think kingdom.
Yeah.
Right? One nation, God. It's something to say until we really have to do it. Shay, you want to expound on the rest of it?
I mean, I think you both said it best. It's like you both have to understand that whenever we're dealing with multiple people, and the Bible talks about trying the spirit by the spirit, and so just because they're biological family, I mean, I just had a meeting earlier today. We were just talking about family. Sometimes you have to let family members go, even in order for you to grow. And when you do that, there'll be people who are like-minded that you'll end up coming around, like David Benton's song, Change Your Circle. You know, you have to get to a point where you're able to identify with those people. And I had given a recommendation to start looking at the people in your lives, and like a football team, you start strategizing where you put those people in their proper places. And then when you do that, you'll start seeing the fruit even from that happening. And sometimes you have to do that with your biological family. Sometimes you have to put them in those in positions. David, you have a saying, everyone's meant to be used but not misused. And so when you start utilizing each person to better who you are as a person, because that's what it really is all about. We can point the finger at anybody in our family and say, it's because of you, I'm like this. It's because this happened, I'm this way. It's because this is what I experienced when I was growing up, or maybe that person never taught you. But the reality of it is with the way technology works, we all have a reason to better ourselves every single day. And in that breath, David, and Truto, and all the listeners, we have the ability to change the dynamic of what family structures look like. It's happening every day. It's happening every day. I mean, the world did it for us right underneath our noses. You know, there are couples of like genders who can now raise a child. We talked about it last week. There are interracial couples having kids and adopting children. And the reality is they have to study to show themselves even approved to those children. But right underneath our eyes, life has changed, and we have to be able to identify with that and really be up on, you know, what's happening today in order for what Truto was talking about, unifying the families.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you know what, Shay, with that, how when we talk about family, the world did show us that, and it's on like both ends. You got, think about it. You have different sects of religion, and everybody say they family. You have Christians, the Muslims, the Mormons, the Catholics. You have, and watch this. You have gangs. You have the Bloods, the Crips, the Lords, the GDs. Everybody say they're family. So everybody is attached to the family of how they see the world. And that's how this thing is. It's like everybody say, okay, I see the world this way. And this person like, well, you know what? I see the world that way. Hey, let's join forces and let's see the world that way.
Right.
That way.
Right.
So now it's just families. We grow up one way, but guess what? We all make our own way. That's why man meet woman, boy meet girl, and they create something, right? And next thing you know, they create their own generation. You know, seeds fall from them. Truto, do you have any closing remarks, my brother?
Yes, I do. Short but sweet. Listen to that. I love what you said about disagreement. And I kind of came up with this. I said, you know, disagreement is really not the ending of the story. We just agree to disagree, but we still got to go on. And I think, like we said, if we constantly think that and put that into our brains, see, we'll bring better understanding and integrity to our families because, see, we'll not break the bond of the family structure. Because, like you said, there's so many different ways now, black, white, yellow, green, like I said, different beliefs, you know, different thoughts of mine. You see things one way, I see it another. But that should never break us up. That should always keep us closer together because that keeps that family structure. Because like we said, nowadays, it's not about the bloodline. It's not about your kinship makes you family.
Right.
You know, it's because we both got this. We're together in this, and we love each other, and we're going to move together in the same direction. But we might have different views, you know. So let's always try to make sure that we understand that disagreement is not the end of the story. Let's agree to disagree, love each other, and stay as one as family.
I like that you said that too, Truto. And within the last couple of minutes that we have, David, I just want to say with that, although everyone's growing within the disagreement, the key word to that is growth. So unless we're growing within that, then it's just going to be one disagreement from the next. And so we don't want to stay in that disagreement. The end is that each person grows from the disagreement. So even when you get another disagreement coming up, it's an elevated disagreement that you both now know it's going to be another. So the key word to that is growth.
Growth. Yes. And you know what? When it comes to families, of course, you can't be family by yourself. I mean, family got to at least be somebody besides just you. Right. You know, so when it comes to this family, man, we all have to realize you have to be, we're all individuals first. We're all our own being first. We're all single first. Yeah. So when you start understanding your singleness, when you start praying more, when you start meditating, you know, we talk to God, and then let's meditate and get a voice from God. Let's hear a message, that voice within, in your heart. You know, y'all, look, I'm going to be honest. Don't look for no audible voice. Look for the voice within you, the positive voice, the one that's always telling you the right thing. Not that voice that when you angry and you upset, you emotional. But take that time to heal. Do something productive. Do something positive. Because I'm telling you, if you in a bad mood and you might just not even say anything, just be quiet for a moment and just give yourself a moment of silence. Take about 2 or 3 minutes, just a moment of silence. Don't say anything. I'm telling you, God will allow you to hear things that you have never heard before. And what I mean is your language is going to change. You're going to start thinking different. You're going to start thinking more positive. You're going to start thinking in love. See, the thing about love is an action word. So when we put everything we learning into action, then people that energy is going to draw more people around you. Some are going to disagree. Some are going to be hateful towards it. That's called a human being because they have their own paradigm. You can't control them. You can only control what you bring to the family. So when each person focus on them, what they can bring to the family, their value to the family, focused on you. Because our problem is we focus on everyone else in the family except us, what we're doing to damage the family.
Yeah.
Are you a health risk to the family? Are you a liability to the family? And you could be very smart, educated, all got the muscles, the pecs, 6'7", or this lady could be the pretty. She prettier than everybody on earth, but yet she don't value herself the way we think she do because our outlook on life. So I want everybody to understand, read something positive. When you look at TV, look at something positive. Whatever you put into your mind is what you're going to remain in. Whatever you put into your mind, whatever you implant into your mind, the people you be around, create that family atmosphere that's productive for you and the ones that's around you. The ones who are trying to bring you down, don't focus your energy on who's trying to bring you down, but put more energy into the ones who wants to come up with you, alongside you. That's family. And if it happens to be a bloodline, that's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when we come into this world, and we all have to find our own destiny, and we have a little help along the way. Yes. And we sometimes agree and disagree in this thing we call life. I mean, that's the only thing I had to say today, y'all. I know I had to get crunk. I got a little long-winded, but family is very important because I'm very family-oriented. So, do anybody want to say they farewells for tonight? Truto, you have a farewell to the kings and queens and men and women of God?
Yes, I do. Let's focus on what we have in common and build strong families. Keep the love and trust and honor that we have for our families within our families. And let's always bring our value to our families. Y'all, I love the BDF family because I am family. They are my family. Elation Network family, thank y'all for everything that y'all do. And y'all, let's keep building strong family structures. And we're gonna make it through, y'all. Love you.
Hey, Sam, do you want to close us out, Shay Sam?
I'm going to piggyback what you all said. Just keep on loving one another. Keep on embracing one another. Keep growing. Keep creating memories. And remember, even when you're not unified, you have an opportunity. There is an opportunity for you to find that unity within the midst of all that dysfunction. We love you guys. Beyond the Fence is always in the building.
Yes. And y'all better stay tuned next Sunday at 10 p.m. And you better be smiling. And where the music? Hold on, my bad. Where the music? Yeah. Beyond the Fence.
Wake up.
You ever been dreaming?
Wake up.
Yeah, it just felt so real.
Wake up.
Just want to stay in the dream,
David, wake up.
Yeah, he want to rest in peace. He don't want to rest in pieces. And you wonder why. He gave his life to Jesus. Ride with a Glock 9. Vest on. Bought his first kilo. It was stepped on. Police took his re-up. Now he down to an 8-ball. Stressed out, smoking the weed, drinking on 8 balls. 19 years old, throwing them gang signs. Wrong frame of mind, trying to stay in line. Mama preached to him. He didn't listen. Said the way that he living, he headed to prison. Thought she was tripping. This ain't the old days. Single mother keep understanding the old age. Yeah. Liddy cop more, yay. Chopped the brick up, then split it 4 ways. Took 4 days, he about to grind. Wake up, count time. He was just dreaming. Dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. Dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. Sunday morning, breakfast in bed. Orange juice, toast, steaks, and eggs. Kids jumping on the bed. Daddy wake up, thanking God for a pretty white gorgeous without the makeup. Pretty brown eyes, Holly Berry cut. Valentine's Day every day, he love her very much. Picnic at the park, take a walk and they hold hands. Thanking God for the inner child, sitting on this grown man. It's time for church, mama toes and she preaching. Plus he curious to see all the souls she be reaching. Kids getting bad, play fighting in the back. Told him sit down, clean the act. But daddy had to come and teach him. Huge smile on his face, he don't want them to see it. They just some awesome little children, he just can't believe it. It is a wonderful day, he like, thank you Jesus. Wake up, count time, cause he was just dreaming. Dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. Dreaming. He was just dreaming. He was just dreaming. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. World is out of control. Wake up, get your blessing, you deserve it. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. This world is out of control.
Wake up, get your blessing, you deserve it. Get what you're dreaming.